guys, welcome and happy Thursday. I am so excited that you're here today. Today I wanted to talk to you about 5 foods that we really should never feed our dogs. For those of you that know me, you know I'm an insane animal lover. For anybody who's new here, my name's Nicole Thompson. I'm the owner of Paws to Perfection Promotions. If you're watching on the live broadcast, please say hello. And if you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay so I can say hello later and know you were here. So let's just jump right in and cover these 5 foods that we really should never feed our dog. The foods I'm going to cover are the ones that we really should avoid because they can cause gastrointestinal distress in some cases, in minor cases. And then it can lead up to, other ones can lead up to sickness where they're vomiting or diarrhea, and some of them can even lead to death. So we really want to avoid feeding these 5 foods. And yes, there are other foods we should avoid, but these ones are top of the list with me. So the first thing I really wanted to cover was nuts, macadamia nuts in particular. With macadamia nuts, as few as 6 macadamia nuts can cause illness in your dog. You're going to see things from vomiting and leg weakness to shaky muscles and a high temperature. And if I'm sure you've heard, don't feed your dog chocolate. Imagine your dog eating a piece of chocolate with macadamia nuts in it. That can actually compound the situation and even lead to death. So no macadamia nuts, big time. Another item would be an avocado. I do actually have an avocado here. We're not going to share with Tootsie Roll, who's hiding down here. She's too lazy to get up today. So with the avocado, there's a chemical in it, or an ingredient in it. I don't know what it would be considered, a chemical or an ingredient, but it's called persin, P-E-R-S-I-N. With this, it's generally harmless to humans, but it can actually be dangerous for dogs. The other thing with the macadamia, or excuse me, not the macadamia nuts, the avocados, is that the pit could actually cause a choking hazard. Another item that they really shouldn't have is grapes and raisins. Grapes and raisins, your dog cannot break those down in their system. It can lead to kidney failure. Signs of that would be vomiting many times, that you can see that they're having a reaction to the fruit. And then, you know, it can also lead to the muscle weakness and them not being able to function properly. So you know that they really shouldn't have that in their system. And then there's onions and garlic. Now, I know for a long time, I had heard growing up anyway, that if your dog has garlic, that it keeps the fleas away. Well, turns out that garlic's really not the best thing for your dog. It can cause simple gastrointestinal distress in small doses, so you really want to avoid having them eat anything raw, dehydrated, powdered in their foods at all. But larger amounts can actually lead to a poisoning. Signs of the illness with this would be weakness, wheezing, and vomiting. And lastly, I'm sure you've all heard again about chocolate. The compound that's in, Tootsie's leaving. Oh, she's just sitting up. The compound in chocolate that causes the problem in dogs is called theobromine. It's actually found in all kinds of chocolates, including white, which I did not know. I did find that out when I was researching this topic. Dark chocolate and baker's chocolate are actually the most dangerous for dogs. Now, with chocolate, it can cause vomiting and diarrhea in dogs. And it can also lead to tremors, seizures, heart problems, and even death. So big time no-no on the chocolate. I guess she found one of her treats that I left that was safe for her. So there's other things that you really want to avoid feeding your dogs. Those were the top 5. Let me cover them again. Macadamia nuts was number 1, avocado number 2, grapes and raisins number 3, onions and garlic number 4, and then the big one, chocolate. Another thing that you want to avoid is like candies and gums that might contain xylitol. Xylitol is an artificial sweetener that we have started to use in our foods to take away the sugar content but still provide the sweetness. It's fine for us, but it's poison to dogs. So we want to avoid anything with xylitol in it. You also want to avoid any types of fruits with a stone or pit in them, like plums or peaches. It's really just better to think of it this way. If a dog wasn't living their gushy little domesticated lives with us, then they would not be getting these types of things handed to them. They wouldn't find Doritos in nature while they were foraging in the brush. So you want to make sure that what you're giving them is a healthy treat. So if that pretty much covers everything, if you found any of this content useful, please like and share it. I appreciate that so much. And if you excuse me, tickle in my throat. If you would love some homemade dog recipes, hop on over to my blog. I've got a great post there for homemade pet treat recipes. And if there's any ideas that you'd like me to cover in other posts, I would be happy to do so. Just pop them in the comments section. I'm very excited to talk to you again next time. Have a great night, and I'll see you later.